Hi folks, welcome back to my channel. And if you watched my last video, you'll have seen that I created my own fiberglass shower tray, and I also mentioned at the beginning of that video that I got a new toilet. So today I'm going to talk about what I've got and show you the ins and outs of it, and let you know how I've been getting on with it as well. So this is it, and this is a waterless toilet. It's called the Separett Tiny, also called composting toilets, and I'll show you around it. So this is what it looks like from the top, and as you can see there are two compartments. Number 2's at the back, number 1's at the front. Inside you have this flap here, and this connects on to this fan here, which is wired up from here. When you lower this part, it connects up here and it sucks the air out of the number 2's basket. And this is the basket that goes in the back. It's got its lid on at the moment, and that slots inside there. Just get it in the guides at the bottom, and take the lid off and fold that down over the top of it. The number 1 container goes in the front, and that just slots in there. And then when you close this lid, this part here goes down into there, and then it collects inside the basket. That fan that you saw inside the toilet, you can connect that to 2-inch pipe that you can route outside of your van, so it can either go through a back wall, a side wall, or through the floor. And the number 2 container, when you buy the toilet, you'll get a pack of disposable compostable bags with it. And for the last month I've been using the toilet without the fan connected up, and when you buy the toilet you get an absorbent pad that you put in the bottom of that bag just to wick all the moisture away. So the first 2 weeks, because you can get away for 2 weeks without emptying the bag, everything was fine and I emptied it. The second time, because you only get one absorbent pad, I used some kitchen towel in the bottom. And the second time I came to empty the bag, there was a lot of moisture around the outside of the bag, and the bag had started to decay. And so now I'm thinking I'd be better off connecting the fan up, running some pipe work out of my van, and negating that problem with the moisture. So taking around the back of the toilet, I'll show you what we've got. So this wire here goes to the fan, and there's another one round here that goes in here. And somehow this can sense how full the urine bottle is, and when it gets quite full, there's a light that comes on the top of the toilet, which is quite clever because I can't see how that actually works. But that's another reason why I want to wire it up and get it fitted properly, so that I can know when that needs emptying as well, which it does every three or 4 days I've found. But the wire that you get with in the packaging, that this little black part just plugs in up here, and then you can wire it up. And this is the outlet from the fan, and this is the elbow that goes in there, and that's just a push fit elbow, and that connects onto this 50mm pipe, and you get about, like I said, about 18-inch with that. And you also get a piece of sticky back rubber that slots in here and goes round the bottom just to seal it and stop the water getting underneath. To wire the toilet up, I already had a cable in place that was previously connected to the Thetford toilet, and I just put some spade connectors on the end of that one and cut off the crocodile clips and shortened the cable from the new Separett Tiny, put some spade connectors on there, connected them up and put some heat shrink on, and that was all I needed to do. So fast forward a few months and I still haven't plumbed the toilet in, and I'm not going to install the pipe work underneath the van for two reasons. Firstly, I don't think it's necessary, and secondly, I can't be bothered. But the reason I don't think it's necessary is because I don't suffer with smells. Maybe that's because I've got the roof vent in the roof, and I generally keep that open most of the time unless it's very windy. And so yeah, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I am going to give you my final thoughts on this toilet, and also give you a few tips and hints to make life a little bit easier with it. And so we'll get started with that. So the first thing is, if you want to install this toilet the same way that I have, which is wiring it up but not connecting the pipework underneath, you're not going to want the fan running all the time. So what you can do is, inside there is the plug. Let me see if we can get that closer. From the fan, and it goes into a little socket there, and you can pull that out, just unclip it, and that will disconnect the fan, but it still allows the LED light to work on the urinal bottle, as you can see there. So if I just plug that in, you can hear the fan, and if I take it out, it stops. And that's also going to save me on power now that it's winter. That should be a bit of a help as well. And the next thing is, when you open and close the top of the toilet, when it comes, it's set up so that when you do that, it makes a hell of a bang and a crack, and it sounds like something's broken. And it's because it works on this, if I can put the torch in here, on this cam system here, and it's snapping as it's passing over the plastic, going over this metal part here. So what you can do, you can actually just slacken off two screws. I'll get the camera a bit closer. So underneath there, those two screws, they're like a hex socket top on them. You can just slacken those off, and it just loosens that metal part, so that when the plastic cam passes over the top, it does so more or less silently, and it still holds up in position. So that's tip number 2. And the third little tip is, if you're going to install the pipe work, then you might want to watch this. It could save you some money. This pipe that you get from Separett is bang on 50mm outside diameter. You get about 18-inch 450mm of this stuff. And the elbows, if you need elbows like I do, you can buy from them, but they want in nearly £20 per elbow, so I would need 2 elbows, and I'm not paying 40 quid for 2 plastic elbows. So I've got these from Screwfix, and they are on their brochure as being 50mm, but the English measurements aren't exactly, well, they don't exactly work like that, and so these are a really sloppy fit. So all I've done is I've put some silicone inside there and pushed it in and left it to set. I'm just going to run a bit more around there, and these elbows cost £4 for 2, not 40. So what's my final thoughts about this toilet? I've been using it for 3 months or more now, and I honestly think it's fantastic. It really is a game changer for me. Imagine being able to travel about the UK without having to worry about where you're going to empty your toilet, or planning your route around places where you can empty it, booking on campsites, etc. So yeah, it takes so much stress and worry about things like that out of your life. So yeah, I definitely recommend them. They are expensive, but you know, try making one, so you just got to pay it, haven't you? So the only thing I need when I'm travelling now is water, and I've got a bit of a plan about that. Whether it comes to fruition or not, I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.